Lunch Money Lambert, Jeff Malott. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation, where we talk about fishing and competition. It's your boy Ox Pippin, aka Ox Fishing. Don't come over here tripping. Hey, hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KBN Live. Ryan, what's happening over there in the road studio?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Trying to get it knocked out. Got to work a little bit this week.
All right. We're going all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, trying to close out Q4.
All right.
When everybody needs to get everything done at the end of the year.
It's the Christmas season. You got to blow that budget or you lose it for next year. Isn't that how it goes?
I guess. That's what hospitals tell us anyway.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you guys saw in the comments and on the overlay there as the intro was playing, we're doing a Seaguar giveaway tonight. So make sure you get over to Seaguar, like their page. I'm sure they've got some Christmas deals still going after Black Friday. Like their page, share it on Facebook, comment on Twitch and YouTube, and we'll do our thing at the end of the show. Give you a little Seaguar pack.
I see Chris Cabral in the comments. Chris, I have not forgotten about you. I touched base with Joey again today. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot about that." If you don't get your Z-Man gift pack, I'll send you a Z-Man gift pack out of my own stash. So we'll get you taken care of. Yeah,
at some point we're going to have to go door to door and just deliver these gift packs.
The dangers of giveaways.
Yeah. So we got the big show tonight, guys. It's exciting. We get to actually reveal the schedule, not just talk about a schedule tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we got the commish. We got Vinny on to talk about the 2024 schedule. We're going to get into a little bit of 2023 because, we had Vinny on a couple years ago when this was kicking off, and I thought it was, both of us thought it was a cool concept, but they've really made their mark, man. I mean, they are one of the established trails now. They took a little risk with a different format, and it's hung in there. What do you think?
I think initially the concept was good. It was how many people are going to show up for it, because nobody had really done anything like this before, and I think the response that they got, especially in 2023, was huge. So I expect them to continue to grow in 2024, and I'm sure Vinny's put together a fire schedule.
Yeah, I hated that I had to admit that fork one was on my schedule for last year, but obviously we know it got up against the Eco Fishing Big Bass 250, so I went to that instead. But next year I'm gonna make one of these native events because all I hear is good things. So
yep,
we're gonna talk to Vinny about that as we get going here. There wasn't a lot. It's Christmas season, it's the holiday season. There's not a lot going on in the tournament world, I guess. Did you see that post I made on the group page the other day about defend this position? Like, if you're the only one that thinks
I did.
Right.
There were some interesting topics that came out of that one, I thought.
Yeah. Anything stuck out to you that people said? I mean, there were some people kind of being smart asses, but then there were some real thoughts put into it.
Some forward-facing sonar stuff. There was some motor talk in there. A lot of back and forth on the usual hot buttons.
Yeah, it was a good thread. Had to fire things up a little bit. It'd been a little dormant because it's not tournament season,
Well, I'm glad you got the free time, Jeff. I like it.
Well,
Gets the people going.
We try. I've also been trying to mix it up over on Twitter. We got a fair amount of folks that interact with us on Twitter now. We're trying to push towards 1,000 followers on Twitter. We're almost there. So help us out over on Twitter, or X. X. Get over there with Alex Jones and the gang. He's back. Get over there.
I saw it's getting Wild West. I saw Tucker Carlson launched his own network or whatever. So
yeah, TCN.
So we can get KBN on that.
Yeah, TCN. It's the KBN of the actual news. That's what it is. So yeah, good stuff over there. Slay Nation paid all their Cali boys.
Did they?
Is he making a statement that happened, or is he asking?
I hope it is a statement, actually.
Yeah, love to see that. So we got folks piling in here on Facebook, YouTube. We got our Twitcher on watching. Appreciate you over there. If you're watching on X or Twitter, appreciate you over there too. For some reason, I don't know why this software doesn't allow you to see who's watching on Twitter, even though there's somebody live every time on, several people on Twitter every time. So shout out.
It happened. They did get paid. Good job. All right.
There we go. Shout out to the Twitters. You sent me these pictures, Ryan. You want me to throw these up real quick? We got a little special run going.
Yeah, so we're doing a pre-sale on. You just click through the web link. They do the fulfillment stuff. We got a new KBN hoodie out. Went with like a tan color this year. Mix it up a little bit. And then Gill Fishing. We actually had some Gill shirts that we threw the Nation logo on. Those are available on the website as well. So y'all click that. It's available through the end of the month.
There you go. I'll try to get that link in the comments before we.
Is Katie back off maternity leave?
Man, they done moved
really
across the country.
That.
They're back over there in the land of the steel curtain over there. So I don't know, but we miss her. We miss her in the comments. She was always the hookup.
Merl Dog. I'd love to get Merl Dog to do an intro. DJ Williams hooked us up, so we're gonna roll with him and let Merl really get his sound dialed in. I don't want to put him on the spot too early in his career,
It's one of the coolest things anybody ever did was DJ hooking that song up for us like he did out of nowhere. We get good people out there in the nation.
We do. Sorry, that's not the comment that I need to click on. There you
go. Dropping being the tournament director causes all the problem. Dropping being the. I don't understand.
So that seems to be an explanation. Chris was a tournament director for Slay Nation out there, and I think that kind of set in motion some of the delays and confusion out there on the Slay Nation series.
Okay, I got you. Well, I talked to Frank, and he wants to come on at some point.
Yeah,
his statement was basically he doesn't do Facebook back and forth. That's why he didn't get into the comments with everybody. But he'd love to come on here at some point and talk about what went down and what's going on. So we'll get him on here.
I think that'd be good. And I've everybody that's reached out to me, I've let them know like, hey, I went straight to Frank about it. Like he runs the company. I think that's kind of the proper way to do things is reach out to them and try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and if somebody that owns a company or a trail or whatever they do, if they want to come on here and defend their position, then they're more than welcome to do that. So there we go. We'll have Frank on at some point to get on that. What's GFN, Ryan?
What is I don't know. I haven't heard of such. What is it, Chris? Enlighten us.
Fishing related? The Girlfriend Network? So. Yeah, I don't know.
Girlfriend Network. Yes. I like it.
Yeah, let us know about that, Chris. We don't know what that is. Let's get into the sponsors and we'll get Vinny in here because I know people want to see the schedule. We want to talk to Vinny about the season that was, but of course the show is presented by Eco Fishing Shop, ecofishingshop.com. Go over there and check out what they've got going on. We always talk about their free shipping all over the country for most kayaks. Ryan's talked about all the accessories they had as he's looked at rigging out. They literally have everything you need. No walk you through rigging your boat. So get over to ecofishingshop.com. How's that boat coming along, by the way? You got it rigged out?
I just dropped it off today at the doctor's office. So Mr. Koza has the flu currently. I'm hoping he has a speedy recovery. I've got a lot I want to do with it. I want to relocate some things, do things a little different. So hopefully I'll have it done in the next week or two.
Like GDP style, like carpet and stuff?
No, I'm not doing the full decking kit, but I like that kind of crossbar style mount in front of you for a fish finder. I'm going to go with a single 12-inch unit, I think, with forward-facing sonar. I'm going to get that battery out from under the seat because I love my under-seat storage. So jack the seat up, move the battery to the back. I'm going to put all my fish finder batteries in the back, accessories, and kind of distribute that weight a little better and see what I can get out of it.
There we go. That's cool, man. That'll be cool. Looking forward to seeing how you rig it out.
We're going to try it.
Yeah. Of course, you're going to have those pro guys back there juicing everything up. So appreciate the folks at Pro Guide for being the official battery sponsor of KBN. Bangtail Whiskey, of course. You just said you saw Brandon, a week or two ago? Hang out with Brandon?
Yep.
So make sure you look up Bangtail Whiskey. You can go to their website and find a dealer near you. I know they started in Florida, but they're matriculating out a little bit, right?
They're around Nashville. They've got some distributors around Atlanta, and then several they just picked up in Texas.
Okay. Hey, speaking of Tennessee and Nashville area, prayers up for the folks in, I guess, was it northwest Tennessee? They got hit with those
so like
tornadoes?
Clarksville, Hendersonville, Gallatin, that area, and a lot of our fishing community in Tennessee is from that area. We got a lot of local club trails out there, and it hit a lot of the waterfront areas too, especially around Gallatin and Sumner County.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody out there in KB Nation that lives in that area is okay. Then our giveaway partners, of course, Revo, Z-Man, Seaguar. We're doing Seaguar tonight, so make sure you like and share, get on that Seaguar giveaway. And then I know we've said it 100 times, but Gill, that KB Nation 25 code for Gill, I mean, you can't beat that. That's literally hundreds of dollars off your set.
Correct.
So get over there and hook that up, as it's freezing in a lot of parts of the country right now. So
I think it's going to be like 28 here tonight. It's about to get down cold for this Dale Hollow tournament coming up this week.
Yeah. Y'all going to be out there throwing hover rigs.
Y'all ain't. I'm going to Vegas, baby.
Yeah. All right. With that said, hey, let's get Vinny here, man. Talk a little native series. Vinny.
What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
How are you guys?
Hanging in there, man.
Do you know what the GFN is?
Not a clue.
Greenfish Nation, it sounds like.
Oh, Greenfish. Greenfish Nation.
Greenfish Nation.
Is that Greenfish Tackle associated with that? Well, I don't know.
The National Trail, it says there in the last comment. I don't know.
We need some details, folks.
I'll do some research. Well, Vinny, what's up, man? We wanted to have you on tonight to reveal the schedule, but really we wanted to talk about the series and the trail as a whole. You know, it's kind of built up now to, you probably heard me in the intro.
Yeah.
You guys have got a foothold. I mean, it is widely talked about. The attendance has kept creeping up and stayed steady. There's been no dips. So just talk about where you've come from, where you started this thing to where you are now, and how you're feeling about it.
Hey, yeah, man. So, I love the annual invite to drop the schedule here on KBN. It's kind of been when's Vinny getting on KBN talk in the group chat. So when you shot me a message a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey guys, I got the invite. Like, we got to get it put together. But we've said this before. We usually, I got the call. I've been summoned. We usually wait until obviously Bass, Hobie, and if any other organization is dropping a big schedule, and we kind of fall in behind that. We've discussed that we're not fighting for anglers here with this series. We want guys to want to be here. We don't want people to be making choices. So we let the big stuff come out, the AOI chasing, the TOC, the classic, all that stuff. And then we fill in where we can. So that is why it's usually a late November, early December release. And here we are, December 11th. Everything really fell into place late last week. So it was awesome. We ended up booking 3 events in one day. Which, you work on it for months or weeks, and then literally all in one day, they all just hit the calendar and it worked out. So we're going to release it tonight, but yeah, we're going into season 3. Crazy to say that, honestly, it's kind of flown by, but season 3 of the No Limit series, we started year 1 with 5 events. We expanded last year with 7 events, and we're going to expand a little bit again next year with 8 events. So
I like it.
Good
growth.
Yep. There was some talk about going to 9 or 10, but we're gonna sit tight right now. We don't want to run before we walk or lightly jog. So we're gonna go with 8 in 2024. We're excited about the schedule. We think it's gonna line up really well. And you were talking about some of our numbers. We ended up last year. We not only did we break average records, but we also had a single event record out in California. Marvin had 182 anglers last year, which is, pretty massive. So we were very excited about that. And it was awesome. If you followed along on that event, it was a single launch, shotgun launch style. So 182 guys at one ramp was, I would think that was chaos, but he said it was pretty awesome.
That was dope. Aaron Mathis, I think, did a live vid from out there for that whole launch.
Some drone footage and
like aliens coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of red and greens and white lights out there, but it was cool. And then, on the year, every event except one broke the 100 mark. We had a couple break the 150 mark, and we ended up with an average of 131, and if you compare that to BASS or BOS or KBF or anybody you want to compare us to, we're right there. We may not be above them, but we're right there running with them. So pretty exciting to see that from a series that you mentioned is a little bit different than everything else.
Yeah,
I like it. I think it's been a solid performance overall, just watching it grow. And especially as you have 1 or 2 big events and people see how much money you can win, cash and prizes that are coming out of these things. I think that's huge.
Yeah. we had a great year with sponsors. Native Watercraft and Tyler Brown did an amazing job this year picking up hourly sponsors to boost prize packs or boost the additional money for each hour. So a lot of hours were a minimum of $1,500, whether it was all cash or 1,000 cash and 500 gift card or prizes. So definitely was a big year. We have some things coming for 2024 that we're excited about. On top of the schedule, we're considering upgrading the hardware, and we're going to do really nice laser CNC cut hardware or plaques for the top 10 this year. And then we'll do the big placards again for the hourly big bass. So we're upgrading the hardware overall, doing a nice laser engraved big bass plaque for the overall big bass of the event. So excited about that kind of stuff. We will have kayak giveaways at each event, just like we have in the past, working on the details of which kayak or how many kayaks, but that stuff will be out before the first event, of course. So if you're not following along, I know we all shared this link here while you guys were talking, but definitely jump on the No Limit Series group page. And as events approach, you'll see those pages start to heat up, and you can follow along there with all the directors.
I like it. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say, you mentioned your growth. You guys are kind of pumping the brakes on getting too big too fast, but I think you guys are in a unique spot to be able to grow, because when you run an AOI series and you grow too fast, it turns people off because they're like, well, I can't go to 4 or 5 events. I can't do that. But for y'all, that is complete moot point. It doesn't matter. These are opens, and that's kind of the beauty of it, right?
Yeah, so that's definitely a valid point. It's definitely not an AOI TOC running around the whole country type of feel. The issue, or not the issue, but the bump in the road that we run into is we don't have a traveling director where like an AJ is everywhere in the country or a Steve-O is everywhere in the country. I am going to do 3 of them next year, so I'll be a little bit on the East Coast, but we don't have an angler a director who's running around all over. So it really becomes, can we lean on somebody in a region to run an event, or do we have it in the budget to send someone to a region to run an event? So last year, Native Watercraft sent me down to Alabama, and we sent Marvin to Texas, but that was part of our growth, right? That has to go in the budget. We have to plan for that. And so this year, same type of deal. We wanted to expand to a region where one of us could reach, who was willing to travel a little bit, who had the time to do it. So when we release what's going to end up being our season opener for 2024 here in a minute, I am traveling to that region to host that event. So that is part of the reason we are trying to grow slowly. And we are bringing on a few people who are helping us run these events. We had a guest director last year for the Susky, and Aaron, he's coming back this year to guest direct for us again. And then we actually picked up a couple directors for Texas as well. So things are growing. And if you followed me throughout the 10 years that I've been directing tournaments, I'm a big fan of growing slowly and being able to control what you have going on so you don't feel chaotic and turn people off. So I definitely think we're on the right path.
It seems like it. A lot of people excited in the comments for it.
Yeah, so I have my little notes covering the comments. So yeah, Aaron Fetterman, Josh just shouted him out right there. He is going to direct the Susky event again for us, and there's your first little hint. We're going back to the Susky. So, can't wait to see the schedule and plan on a tournament or 2 or 3. I like it. Sounds like
Hibbs. That's Miss Hibbs right there, right?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
Road Warrior.
You won't see that Humvee show up.
Yep.
Duke Trans in the comments saying love it. You said you added tournament directors in Texas. Did you add Duke? Is Duke part of this deal?
No, so Duke's been part of our planning. Obviously, Duke was the first person I called when we decided last year we wanted to go to Fork. Me and Will called Duke. We got it in his ear. Where can we go? Who should we talk to? All that stuff. So Duke was a big part of behind the scenes. He did not direct for us. Lucky him, but he definitely is a big part of everything we're doing down there.
I was gonna be somewhat shocked. I was gonna be excited, but somewhat shocked if he was, because my man is stretched all kinds of different directions, running all the stuff he runs. So well done over there, Duke.
Trust me, I understand.
legend over there in Texas. We'll get to some of these questions as they keep coming through.
Yeah.
What was one of your highlights of 2023 before we get on to this new schedule? What was your favorite part? Most exciting thing you saw during the year? What stood out to you about 2023?
We'll just can I have a couple of things?
Yeah, whatever you want.
So just the big thing would be the growth, but starting the year with 182 was absolutely mind blowing. Like the first year, 160, led the way, and we were super excited about that number. But to see the year open up in California on the West Coast, where we give the West Coast a hard time all the time, so to see 182 come out from my man Marv in California was phenomenal. But not only that, we took a shot going to a region we weren't sure how we were going to be taken when we went down to Guntersville. And honestly, we didn't have a clue what was going to happen when we went to Fork. And Guntersville had 115 and Fork had 124. So to be able to put up 100 plus events in those two brand new regions, I was pretty excited about that. When we announced behind the scenes that we were going to go down to Guntersville, I took a little bit of heat from some people down there saying I was going at the wrong time and that they weren't going to support the event because they had an event going on and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those things when you direct 40 events a year like I do, you got to just put your head down and go and hope it works out. And it did. And the city was super excited to have us, and working with Joe down there in Alabama was amazing. So definitely those would be the three highlights: the huge event and the expansion that worked out. What kind of questions?
That's awesome. What are you looking to add region wise? Can you give us a couple hints here before we drop the whole thing?
No, I mean, we're gonna add. We like to go to lakes that have that big name power, right? We want the pulling power, and we want the lake to be able to handle the type of format that we have. Can you go to a part of the lake where you can catch 14 inchers all day? Can you go to a part of the lake where you have a shot at an 8-pounder? Can you go to a part of the lake where you might catch 15, 14 inchers and a couple 20s and double dip a little bit, right? So when we plan these things out, we have to have a body of water that can handle all of that, at least in theory, right? We know when we fishing, right? You never know what's going to happen. But at least in theory, like the Susky, you can catch 30, 15 inchers, or you're going to catch a handful of 19s mixed in there as well. So the lake that we're going to, it really is not going to be a big secret. I think people will be excited when we drop it, but that's kind of what we look for. So did somebody just say Minnesota?
Yeah, Bob. We want Coon King Bob as guest TD.
So
live from the van.
Yeah, he's got an antenna on the van, so there's no telling what
it's actually, I think, the second year in a row somebody has said we need to come to Minnesota. So definitely something we can look at. I did have one other spot that that I was thinking we should go to this year, but hopefully things go well, and in 2025 we can continue to expand. Personally, my personal goal, I'm not speaking for the group and I'm not speaking for Native here. I think if we got to 10 events, that would be good or great, and spread out a little bit more. But, that takes growth, takes success. So we'll get there. There.
We got some questions and some statements / comments piling up. We'll get to those here shortly. Yeah, we'll get to those here shortly. But I want to jump into the schedule. You guys want to get into it now? Ryan, you ready for it?
Let's do it.
You ready? All right. With that said, let me throw this graphic up and we'll get to talking about it if I can find it. Where did I do it? There it is. All right. Here we go. If you folks are ready. 8 events. Bam. Take us through it, Vinny.
Well, there it is. So there's our expansion right in your face right off the bat. We're going to go to Tennessee. We're going to start off the 2024 season on a brand new lake for the series. Definitely not a brand new lake for anybody who competes nationally. It's a lake that we've all really probably been to numerous times for numerous series, but we're going to go to Lake Chickamauga in Tennessee. And not only that, but we're going to get to work with one of the best directors in the game on this one. We're going to co-host this event with Tennessee Bass Nation and Steve Owens. So Steve and I are coming together to give you guys what potentially could end up being a 200-person event on Lake Chickamauga in early March. So, definitely excited to add that one to the mix. And Ryan, I think you'd agree that there are places you can catch all your numbers and then places you can catch your size on this body of water.
In March in Chickamauga, you might catch the biggest bass you'll ever see in your life. Like that's big pre-spawn girls and big baits are going to play, A-rigs are going to play. I think that's going to be a really good event.
So, and like I said, we are, I'm lucky to have a relationship with Steve. I called Steve and I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about going here on this date. Or I was like, no, what date would work? And he's like, well, the only date you couldn't do was March 2nd because I'm going there. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's what I have on my calendar. And he was like, dude, let's do it. Let's just do it. I was like, are you sure? And he said, let's do it. So we're doing it. So Tennessee Bass Nation, No Limit Series, co-hosting together, 2 separate events at the same time. The rules are pretty much the same, minus the fact that you're going to continue to submit fish all day on the No Limit side. So not going to have your 5 fish limit, but that's really about the only difference that we're going to deal with. So really, really looking forward to that one. Definitely excited. And for those of you who care, it will be me on site. I'll have the family in town. I'll come down for the weekend or come over for the weekend. I don't really know where that is from where I live.
Probably straight over.
I think it's just over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to head out to the West Coast. You know, Marv had a huge event last year in California, opened up our season. So he'll have the second one this year on Clear Lake. From my understanding, they are extremely jacked up for that one in California. So obviously I've never been there, but from what I hear, it is the place to be. So, and then Lake St. Clair for the spawn. That's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And that'll be with Chris up there in damn near Canada. In Michigan, you know, Michigan's had, we call him Mr. Canada in our group chat. So that'll, he's had his annual event there in Michigan, and they've always been pretty successful. So I don't want to be a judge for that one. I'll just go ahead and say that. And then this one is mine. This will be a Queen City South event, as well as the 4th No Limit event of the year on Lake Hartwell. And this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I think we're going to hit a little pre, we're going to hit a little post, we're going to hit a little full-on spawn. You'll get to go chase your big largemouth if that's what you want to do. You'll get to go chase all the spotted bass in the world if that's what you want to do. Beautiful Lake Hartwell, South Carolina there with Visit Anderson and Neil Paul. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun here on June 15th, if you guys are really paying attention. We have a dual event. So we're going to have one on the west coast of the country and one on the east coast of the country, kind of, Alabama. And we're going to end up putting something together where we do a little east versus west competition within these events. So Marvin Forte on the Columbia River again. I think he's going to change sections just a little bit in Washington. And then I will personally be down again in Alabama on Lake Gunnersville. Very excited for that one. We did a late summer last year, and other than it being like record temperature hot, everything was pretty good. The fishing was good. We were excited to be there. The host city was absolutely amazing. So we're going to do an early summer this year. Hearing that the bite should be pretty good in June, as long as it's not 120 degrees like it was last year. And then I think this is a fan favorite. We're going to hit a fall event on the Susky. And I already mentioned Aaron is going to host that one. You know, the Susky is an amazing fishery from summer to fall. I think this is going to be a super fun event. And then we're going to go back to Fork. Fork had a little bit of bad weather this year. It poured, and I'm talking about like torrential, end of the world type poured all day. So we're going to give Fork another chance. I know there are people out there looking at the schedule like, well, damn, it's the same schedule minus Chickamauga and, you know, a couple other lakes changed, but they're in the same region. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the directors. You know, the 5 of us who started the series, we all have our region of the country. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to travel a little bit with Alabama and Tennessee. But, you know, you're not going to see too much change as we go. And really, I don't think you should. You know, some of these lakes here are big, big names for bass fishing in the country. These are names, Chickamauga, Hartwell, Gunnersville. Like, these are the Susky. You grow up as a kid watching TV, hoping one day to fish these bodies of water. And that's what we need this series to have, is big name pulling power. So there it is.
I think you got it. I think you got it with that schedule. I mean, that's, you know, kind of a destination list there. I think pretty much anybody can find something to pick out of there they want to hit.
Yep. And so one little thing that's different for those of you who fish in the Carolinas, this is actually going to be the first single lake no limit event for the Carolinas. It's been this massive collection of 30 plus lakes. If you pay attention to anything Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing does, it's been every lake that's in our region/schedule. So we're going to take it down to one lake this year. Obviously, if you know Lake Hartwell, it's tremendous. It spans South Carolina and Georgia. So 2 states are going to have some action. We know the North Carolina boys will come down. So at least 3 states worth of people. And we're going to see what a single lake does here with Queen City.
Will Joey be fishing with a Cinco during that tournament?
The entire 8 hours, I'm sure.
All right. Glad we cleared that up.
I think everybody will be, honestly. I think
I hope you get the new profile pic out of it.
So, we've got your. Go ahead, Vinny. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, we added $5 to the entry fee, but other than that, we really didn't change anything. Just a slight addition there. There's some fees in the industry that are going up next season, so we just want to be able to cover some fees. And like I said, we did some math on how we can better provide for you all as far as like hardware and trophies and plaques. I'm a big fan of nice stuff to put on the wall, and I know you are as well, Ryan. So, I really like what we're doing with the hardware, but obviously that costs some money too. So we're going to do top 10 at each event are going to go home with a really nice, I won't expose it, but a really nice piece of hardware for all 10 spots. So
I like it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Well done. I'm going to get some of the questions and then we can get in. I know I've got the pay scale. You wanted me to throw that up there at some point too, but let's get into some of these questions first.
Cool.
Garrett Morgan asked earlier, I think the buy-in was reasonable, which I do think that is one of the things, it's a very low barrier to entry compared to a lot of these events.
Yeah.
The buy-in was reasonable. That helped. Any adjustment there? You kind of just talked about that.
Yep. So just $5. We think we're in a good range to bring in the guys who fish, highly competitive all over the country, but also for the guys who are looking to jump in their first national level or high level big event when it rolls into town. So I think 130 is fair. And, we're paying out, like I said earlier, last season was $1,500 an hour for 8 hours plus the overall payout. And we can show that graphic. So that'll be about identical next year when we do put that payout up there. So yeah, 130, keeping it reasonable, not trying to hit people over the head.
Over on YouTube, Joe Mack, are there off limits periods for the
Nope. So we don't have any off limit periods. Some events, and this will be dependent on your director. For me, we follow Queen City rules, so it's just 11:59 p.m. the night before. But other directors have captain's meetings or live weigh-ins the Friday night, so they cut off the event at like 4 or 5 p.m. on Friday. But there's no like 2-week period or 3-week period. We're not that kind of series.
Yeah. Another benefit of the non-AOY chase.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And it's a big bass event, so I don't think people want to be sore lipping their stuff all the way up to the end of the week anyway. More power to you.
You would
never know.
You never know. You never know.
You got to win pre-fishing, man.
Sure enough, too. Ryan Thompson on Facebook. Any tight necks to the winners? He's ready for one.
I told the crew I wouldn't divulge too much on the kayak situation. There is potential for tight necks next year. Yes.
They do make them, so
I will be getting mine this weekend.
Chris Cabral, will double motors be allowed?
Holy shit, we're really gonna have to I can tell you, am I allowed to curse on this show? I'm sorry if I'm not.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
You know where you're at, Vinny. Come on.
Yeah,
this is America.
So the Carolina event will be man-powered only, and that's been a staple in this series and Queen City series from the get-go.
Can you have double people in the kayak?
No double people.
What about like a fiesta? Can you have
no fiestas?
All right.
Every other event will allow motors. I will need to bring the double motor question to the team. At the moment, we do not have a rule saying you can't have a double motor.
Oh,
yeah.
So I will need. Let me make some notes.
What about that picture that was circulating today with the outboards? Can we do that? Gas-powered outboards?
Yeah, we're going to say no gas-powered outboards.
I tell you what.
So double motor question.
There we go.
Put it in the chat.
Back
you
up.
can just put DP for double power if you want to.
DP.
If you want to narrow it down there.
Yeah. Wow. Facebook, Todd Martin. This is more of a statement, but it's a question at the same time. Another trail that skips the Midwest. I know Michigan is technically the Midwest, but I know what he's talking about. He is saying the I guess central U.S. more than the Midwest, but Missouri, Iowa, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I've said it a couple times, but where the directors are located for this one. So Chris lives in Michigan, I live in South Carolina, Oregon for Marvin, California for Marv in, and then we had Will. Yeah, right. I had Will who was in Pennsylvania, who Aaron kind of is replacing. So we're just unfortunately we're on the coast and in the corners, and we just don't have a representative in the central part of the country just yet. It's not something that we're opposed to doing. Who was that? I don't know who that was, but
Todd Martins.
If he can reach out to me, if there's somebody he knows that we can talk to and trust and all that stuff. And, another big part of this is when we started the series, we wanted 100 anglers per event. That's still the magic number. So we want to go somewhere with an established, strong series. So if you look at the locations, you have KBF up in Michigan. You have Queen City where I am, and everybody runs a series. So does anybody know, is he affiliated with a series there in the Midwest?
I don't know, but in Missouri, they pull big time numbers. Just Moyak and those guys. And a little plug for our friends at Eco Fishing Shop. They run a standalone event just like these native events in Missouri. It's Big Bass 250.
It's 250, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Big Bass hourly payout deal. So similar deal already happening in Missouri. They pulled well over 100 this year. It's kind of a sample for you, Vinny. So there you go.
Yeah. So definitely something we can touch on. I mean, and it's not like we can't throw a random event in there late in the year. So, it's reach out to me, let's talk, and we'll go from there. That's what happened with Alabama. Somebody reached out to me and was like, come here, you'll have a turnout. So,
hey, you ever heard of Gunnersville?
Yeah,
slide on down here. Vinny's Googling like Gunners. Oh, yeah.
Been there once.
That was a good time.
No, it was fun, man. I enjoyed going down. I'm actually, that's one I willingly accept to go down for. I like it. It's about a 6-hour drive, but I like being down there. So maybe I'll get to fish it this year if I go down.
Do it.
Back over to Facebook, Randy Creason, definitely at the mercy of phone signal with this format. Does that play a part at all in locations?
No, honestly, everything is time captured. So it doesn't matter if you submit your 50, 14 inchers as you catch them or all late in the day. Jordan Marshall won the Gunnersville event this year, and he didn't submit until the last 45 minutes of the day. And according to him, he didn't have service all day. I don't know if he was sandbagging or whatnot, but so. But
according to the group chat, he might have had a bar or two.
yeah, the group chat says different. But so really, it's not an issue. We have judges. We have hired judges off-site that take care of everything as they come in, which is, from a director standpoint, something that's really cool for us. We get to actually just direct the event, and we're not sitting back and judging. We make the calls, the tough calls, or the DQs or stuff like that. But I've really loved not being behind Tourney X and judging the 1,000 fish that come through for these events. So shout out to our judges for that.
My homie Kyle Long Fishing from here in Northwest Arkansas says, man, do I want to volunteer for that? Is there a native affiliation required or necessary or anything like that?
Nope, open event. And again, that's why we have kept it, very affordable. I'm
saying for the TD, as a TD, if you're going to have a TD.
Oh, it's funny. Originally that's how it started, but Aaron is not a native boy. So, I don't know. I would have to go above me to really answer that question. I do know that they approved Aaron coming back this year because he did a great job last year. But I'll just go ahead and say no, and whoever it is can chat with me, and we'll go from there. We would love the area to have a shop that sells native. That's also been something we look for. So if we're talking about Missouri, if there's a shop there, we'd like to be affiliated with the shop for that event.
Could we require Kyle to get some sort of native tattoo or something?
I think tattoos should be required for anybody.
I think if you gave Kyle like a Oklahoma colored beer koozie, he'd switch kayak brands in a heartbeat. So it doesn't matter.
Noted.
If you told him Oklahoma was good, he'd be like, yes, I'm in.
If you said Boomer Sooner, boom, he's in a native tomorrow. So there you go. Native tramp stamp, actually. Wow.
Hey,
okay.
All right.
CJ Fishtails on YouTube. No 2-year deals with communities. Have y'all worked out anything like that? Multi-year deals with the communities to come back?
No, we haven't. But who is he really referring to? I mean, we've kind of we're going back to Fork, back to Gunnersville. Carolina has jumped around a little bit, but I run it through Queen City, so it's a little bit different. But no, we don't have any of that multi-year deal that some other series might have.
I think that probably was where that statement was leading, would be my guess. Because a lot of the series, when they come through, they'll sign a multi-year deal to either host the championship or come back again the next year, or whatever it may be.
Yep. I have a standing relationship with Visit Anderson. That's pretty awesome. So Neil's excited to have us down there for this event specifically next year. And then we have another event with Queen City. We go down at least twice a year to Hartwell. So, definitely on a multi-year deal there. It worked out with Rick down in Gunnersville that we're going back there. So I'd like to keep it pretty fluid if possible. So if we want to jump ship and go somewhere else, it's, we can. If we have an event that doesn't pull or, we're tired of going to the same body of water, we can find a new one. So
yes. CJ gave you the thumbs up. He asked that question, but I think he was happy to hear that you don't have multi-year deals. So he likes the flexibility to be able to change year to year. So there you go. Good question, CJ. We got some more questions popping in. Is Jordan Lee going to be joining you guys again this year on Gunnersville at least?
So Gunnersville is one of the ones that literally I had sent an email over a month ago, and it just fell in my lap on Friday as I was driving home from work. So I haven't gotten as far as reaching out to Jordan Lee just yet. I would hope so. He came out there and competed this year. He came to the weigh-in. He gave a speech. It was really cool to hang out with him again. So we will push for him to be there for sure. But I don't have a final answer on that just yet. Love to get him up to Hartwell, to be honest. Do
you think he's going to crack a top 5 in any kayak fishing tournament that he enters?
You got to bring him on here if we're going to talk good about him.
That was just a fair question. I don't know. I'm just wondering what old boy's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's got, 2 top 10s, I think, right? But no top 5s.
Yeah.
Some say that his poor performance in these events is why he left MLF, to be honest with you.
Some say. Yeah.
Legend has it. No.
Legend some say. It. Allegedly.
This is more of a rules question. Todd Martins again. How'd that work with the spawn? Catch the same 20-inch over and over. You can't do that, right, Vinny?
No, one time, just like any other tournament. You get that one fish. That's it.
Here we go. I'm not going to ask that one.
All that stuff is verified, obviously. So,
any idea on what section of the Susky this year?
Yeah, we're going to do the typical. We'll call it the BOS section. So, what is that? The Goldboro Dam down there up to the that same section above the Liberty, and obviously not my event. Aaron would probably kick my ass if I didn't know the name of it, but help me out.
Down to downtown Harrisburg, I think.
Harrisburg area. Yep.
Aaron over on YouTube, man. I just got a Titan X from Duke at Mariners. Sweeten that pot for native owners, LOL. Has there been any thought to bonus bucks for actual owners?
Yes, there has been some conversation about it. It's one of those things we haven't really landed on anything yet. I'm going to put it in the chat just like I did with the DP. DP on that bonus bucks.
Yeah.
DP on that BB.
Bonus bucks. So guys, look, there are some directors in the game that don't care for this type of input, but I want this input. Like, if you have a good idea, let me know, because we're open to it. And it's just a bunch of you running it, right? I'm an angler. All the guys who are running this are anglers. Like, we want you all, Sunbury, that's the dam. We want you all to be happy. So I think that's a great idea. It's just a matter of the financials, right? We're really trying to keep all of the entry fee, as much of the entry fee coming back to you all as we can. So if we're pulling some of that for native guys, it hurts the payouts a little bit, but we could go out and potentially find a sponsor for it. So definitely a good idea there. We still going to have to land on something for the East versus West, because the same date deal was interesting to have to do, but it's 3,000 miles from each other. So I think it's going to be fine, but definitely going to have some fun with it. Thank you, Josh, for the Sunbury Dam. I couldn't think about it.
There we go. Our comment section is lively every time. We get good, bad, and informative comments every time. I don't know if you saw this, Ryan, but David's on them 20 MGs. He's Halfie. Howdy. Okay. My man.
Put Donald's up there. Put Donald's up there, because I'd like to touch on that.
This one?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. It's real quick. Top 20 from each event should battle it out at the end of the year. Haha. I read them all, Vinny, because the audio guys, we want them to know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Donald, this has been something that numerous anglers have brought up to us. We should do some type of TOC system, some championship type system, but we really started the series to be opposite of that. You know, you can go do that anywhere you want. Your local club, your BOS, your BASS, like everybody has that end of year championship format. We really want this to be a one-off. I'm not doing anything this weekend. They're coming into town or they're a state over and I'm going to go make a run at it. We just want to keep it there. When we started the series 3 years ago, we thought in the second year we were going to have a TOC. And we were like, we need to have it right in the middle of the country so everybody can come from the 5 lakes that we have. And then year one went so well. We were like, why? Why do we want to change this? And I don't want to say mimic, but essentially mimic what everybody else does when we're exactly the opposite. So we decided to not do it. And going into year 3, we didn't even have that conversation as a group. We just shut it down and we just said, we're just going to keep being standalone events, keep giving away kayaks, keep giving away good money and having fun. So Donald, as an angler and a competitor, I love the championship format. I love the Hobie TOC. I love the big national BASS, but we're going to stick to the standalones for now.
Here's a little, not twist on that, but not do a championship series. But what about this? Have you guys thought about this?
Yep, we have. That has been spoken about.
Biggest battle of the year. Yeah.
Yep, it's been spoken about. I'm going to put it in the chat.
See, Vinny's in here taking notes. He's taking notes from
right
people.
to the crew.
I like it.
Biggest bass payout for the year.
Another question about annual stuff, I guess. Chris over on Facebook. Is there anything that shows anglers' yearly money winnings, all tournaments combined? Who's the kayak fishing per winnings? Like who's the leader per winnings? Prizes and cash? I don't know what he's saying there, but is there a leaderboard like that anywhere? Have y'all considered tracking that?
No, I haven't personally. I mean, I keep track obviously of my Carolina crew here, but no, it would be a lot of work, I think. And there's just so many tournaments throughout the country. You guys literally have a show because of it. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Josh had the greatest idea. It's called the BBC, the biggest bass check. So
yeah, hold on. We're DPing and BBC.
Where did I just lose?
Sorry, we were clicking at the same. We
I
crossed
know.
our
I feel
clicks.
like we did. I feel like I lost that comment I was trying to click. Any thoughts on online is what I had read, and I was trying to. Yeah,
I got you.
Joe Mack, do not poison this series.
Yeah,
no. Please don't. All right.
No, I'm not an online fan. I'm not really sure any of the directors involved are. So no, we'll keep with the live stuff.
Oh damn, we're back with Jacob Ruff.
Oh boy. All right.
Hey,
well, we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thanks for coming on tonight, Vinny.
I don't know if you were on here. I don't know if you caught any of last week's show, Vinny. We got into some diseases, some virology, scorholiosis.
Jesus.
New problem going around.
I don't know what we were doing. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, trying to keep it pro here.
So Marvin Forte commented there, the biggest bass of the year from California and Texas, and then we had a 23-inch smallie come out of Columbia, the Columbia River. So, you know, those would be your BBCs. So I will
be a DP 224s.
Boy, all right.
So I'll talk with the crew about, you know, maybe it's something we just pull $50 an event and it's $400 at the end of the year. You know, that's not anything that's going to change anybody's payday. So definitely something we can do. I'll talk to the crew, see where we land on that. 2-day event. Oh man, you guys are really trying to change things.
There's a lot going on here in these comments.
Yeah. Here's a good one. This is a good question from Luke Blizz over on YouTube. Did anyone top Jordan Marshall's 300 inches last year? Was he the overall inch?
Yeah, Marvin Forte, if you're listening, you're better with the numbers, but I don't think so. I think he took it down on the final event. No, not the final event of the year, but at Gunnersville. So he'll be a major threat at Chick if I had to guess. Ryan,
the mighty mullet.
I know Jordan Welliver came on here and he was pissed because he thought it would take 1,000 inches on the Husky, but he didn't just hit it right. He says, you know, it could happen.
We really haven't. It's crazy to say, and I'm sure it's going to bite me in the ass for saying it this year, but I'm not judging. So we really haven't had one of those days where it's like everybody's, I caught 50 keepers today. Yeah, well, we're giving you the opportunity to prove that, and nobody's ever done it. So,
doing it in pre-fishing. That's what's happening.
Yeah, like you do it on Thursday, but nobody's done it on Saturday just yet. And the Susky feels like it should be that event. Anglers have had access to Hartwell and all these other spotted bass lakes for the last 3 years with Queen City, and it's never been done. Like, I don't know. When are we going to see that 40 plus 14-inch fish day? Maybe it'll be this year. I'm not sure, but I would love to see it. Not judge it, but see it.
Yeah. Y'all go up to La Crosse. It could happen.
Yeah.
That'd be the big bass.
Yeah. I was going to say they'd be right there in the same wheelhouse. You wouldn't get an inch or two outside of the average.
It's funny. Even the places you expect, like you said, you expect it to go ahead and happen. It has not happened yet.
No, it really hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
He said Michigan was top.
I don't know what this means. Matt on Facebook, can we change the name from tournament to tournament?
He's busting my chops because I don't call it tournament.
Tournament.
I'm still a Yankee at heart. I love it down here, but some things don't go away, and that's one of them.
That's one of the problems with scheduling events up north is the lakes are crazy hard for the Southerners to pronounce, so they don't want to go up there.
Yeah.
Josh says he's catching 46 smallies for his 46th birthday. Screenshot it. Josh, if you stay upright for that whole tournament, I'm going to be super happy. And I mean that during the tournament and at night. Yep.
Okay, so Marvin said 450 inches in Michigan.
Is that like a prediction or somebody had that?
Somebody had that.
Oh, okay.
What?
Was that the young buck? No, that was Saginaw Bay. That wasn't
Sag.
Okay. The young buck came in here with that on the little rock pile in 3 feet of water. I remember that.
Gilbert Reese.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Gilbert. There we go. Gilbert. I like that kid. He was fun. We had him on.
You want to put Terrell up there?
Ryan started.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Are the events 1 day or 2 day events?
So everything we do has been a 1 day, 8-hour event. So easy in the city, easy out. No need to take many days off work. No need to miss Monday for work. Get in, fish all day Saturday, go home.
End of this pre-fish, just show up, swing at the fences, and go to the house.
At the end of this show, we're gonna have 3-day events with an AOY and a yearly big bass. So we go.
That's what it sounds like. Everybody wants more.
No, there's other people in the comments saying don't change nothing, leave it alone. Yeah. And I'm in that camp. I like that.
Yeah, I like the little groove we've dug out here in the game. So it'd be different if we didn't have the Hobie series or the Bass series. Yeah. It'd be different, but it's there. You guys have it. 2 amazing schedules put out by those guys. So, you have that. This is if you're free and you want to come and have a good time.
Yeah, and the same thing. I mean, everybody's local trail is basically the same thing too. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's fishing AOYs, best 5 out of 7 or whatever it is. So there you go.
There you go. Look what Chris just put up there.
Yeah, he put up some stats. Appreciate you, Chris.
I love my team in here watching.
Boy.
Yeah, you got him in there. Come on, Josh.
Hey,
that's big. That's big. That's big numbers. Yeah.
Since we got Marvin and me and Chris commenting, I just want to say this is not a me thing. Like, I know I've said my team in the group chat numerous times, but I have to shout them out. This is not a me thing. You're just seeing my face because Jeff invites me on every year. But like without the team,
not Ryan, just Jeff. I invited him on.
Ryan, it's just Jeff. I don't get invited from Ryan. I had to ask Ryan if he ran the series.
I thumbs down at every year. Jeff puts it in our group chat with just me and him, and he's like, "Vinny on tonight," and I'm like.
Usually leaves me on red for like 3 days and then says, okay.
Whatever.
No, but huge shout out to the guys. Huge shout out to all the directors, everybody we reach out to, in the cities we go to. So it's not just me. Just know that there's Marvin, the other Marvin. So love these guys, but
double Marvins. I like it.
We do got double Marvins.
That's approved. We thumbs up that one.
Hey, I got this schedule graphic, Vinny. You want me to throw this up and go into some of that too? Or not schedule, the payout graphic.
Yeah, throw it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was last year's, but we're going to keep it pretty much identical right here. Obviously, all the events last year except for one hit that 100 angler mark. So we had the $1,000 hourly big bass payout, and plus we had sponsor help for every hour as well. So like I said, most of those hours were $1,500. And then at the end of the day, you also have an overall payout. So you have your $1,000 again for first place. and then we had 2 events over on the 150 angler side of that, and so they went home with $2,000 for first place, plus the 8 hours of $1,500. So, like I said, we're doing our best to keep most of that entry fee in your payouts. And Tyler Brown with Native Watercraft and Big Adventures has done an amazing job recruiting some sponsors for some help. So, I know I won't drop any sponsors right now. I do know who's coming back. We do have some great sponsors coming back, working on picking up some new ones, but all that will come out as we get closer to the new year and to the actual first event on Chick.
What's been the overall response from them, Vinny? The obviously some of them are sticking around, new ones are coming on. They must love it. What, how did you sell it to them at first, being a little bit different from
So, this is weird for me, but it's actually, I have no communication with the sponsors on this series. It's all been Tyler. So it's all been in-house. Tyler takes care of that part of it all. And he takes care of all the payouts for most of the events, every event except for mine here in the South. And then we just, like I said earlier, we just get to direct, which is freaking awesome. I think that's part of the reason we're able to put on good shows for you all, nice venues, good food at some of them. And because we just get to be directors. We get to sit here and respond to your questions during the day. We get to update you on penalties during the day. And there's no outside stress or distractions. So, yeah, I would imagine everybody's been pretty happy. His responses seem to be quick and easy from certain companies. So I think they're happy with what's going on.
That's awesome. You love to see it. I mean, as you said, you guys have done the right thing by, I hate to say keeping it simple, but not carbon copying everybody else. And I'm sure that kind of stands out to sponsors as well. Like, hey, this is a little bit different, a little bit of a different deal. It's still a fishing tournament, but a little bit different. So,
Yep.
Fantastic.
It helps having somebody like Tyler doing the legwork on that stuff, because I mean, for those of you that don't know, like Tyler's job is marketing and brand affiliations and partnerships through Big Adventures. So he has access to, the right contacts at these companies. So I'd say it's a much easier sell, when he calls with something like that than just, hey, we just thought of this new idea. You want to give us some money?
Exactly. And, it's not like, hey, I'm Vinny. You don't know who I am, but give me X amount of dollars, So it's nice to have him doing that and taking care of it. And it's awesome. So, I got my team here making some good comments there in the section. So, this is those of you who like the Titan X, it's pretty much the same team that helped design that boat. So we've been busy behind the scenes, but we are extremely excited to see you guys in that kayak this season, in the series. Like I said, I'll be rigging mine up here this winter. I don't know how much I'm fishing in 2024, but the boat will be here this weekend and I'll be rigging it up. I just got a new NK300 over from Newport, got some new batteries, so ready to get to it.
Are you going to dual power it, do you think? Or
now, probably not going to DP it, just going to go from the back.
Just from the back.
Just one in the back.
Feeling sporty.
Just an SP, single P.
Yeah, just an SP. But and I was worried about cursing a couple of minutes ago, but
single power. Single power.
NK on there.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. And, well done on that boat. I know that kind of made waves throughout the industry, and I know other brands kind of raise their eyebrows, and what do they say? Rising tide. Everybody's pushing now. Like, oh, hey, wait a minute. They did
Rising
this.
tide sinks the ship or something.
Yeah. We have to do X now that they did X. No pun intended. They have to do something different. So that's cool. Everybody's pushing everybody. Competition's good.
We're excited about it. I love some of the features we threw on it. Shane over at Big Adventures definitely listened to us, which was huge. Some of the drainage, the raising the floor, the swivel seat, like the catch board placement, the foot controls, like he really, really listened. And I think it's going to be an amazing platform. I'm upset I haven't been in it just yet. I just haven't had the time.
I would seek help, Larry. I'll go ahead.
I would seek help.
When catching all them big bass done went to his head, Ryan.
Boy, well, that's why they have so many scuppers,
Oh man, there's a few here that are interesting. Jesus Lord.
Yeah. Hey,
Jason Zuley, do you have anything you'd like to add to this conversation?
He's in here.
I know.
I don't know what this means, but I'm reading between the lines. Are you going to do a video of rigging Vinny?
Yes, we're gonna rig Vinny and video.
On my OnlyFans.
We're doing a special live KBN of rigging Vinny for Christmas.
Oh man, Scott,
Don't say it, Ryan. Don't say
I'm
it.
not a big YouTuber, man. I do throw up a video every now and then of the new stuff. You know, you got guys like Greg Blanchard who do these amazing YouTube videos who make a borderline career out of this stuff. So yeah, I'll do a video. I'll show the products that, you know, I love to support and who support me on the kayak, but it won't be anything big and fancy. But I'll throw something up on the Queen City YouTube channel for you guys to see. So I did order it in the new bluish color, Wave Strike. So I don't usually go with a blue kayak, but that new color is fire. So I'm switching it up. And, you know, I'm getting a little like outside of directing now, but my personal life has changed a little bit. So I've become so busy with Queen City and coaching numerous softball teams that anytime I can get on the water next year, it'll be with my daughter. So I'm giving her the NK 180 on her Slayer Max 10. I'll have the 300 on my Titan, so we can just zoom around together and have some free, fun fishing time. So
It's awesome. Real quick question from Miller Time on YouTube. What's the minimum age for the series? Is it 12? Is there a minimum age?
There's not a minimum age. If you're under 18, you have to sign a minor waiver and you have to stay with an adult all day. So somebody has to be in charge of you or, you know, be willing to stay there with you all day. And then you're good to fish. So just reach out to your specific director for that event. And we make all the directors pretty clear as the event is coming around. You know, obviously I'll be directing 3 of them. Chris will be up in Michigan, but we make that pretty clear. You'll reach out to that director and we'll take care of you.
There we go. I don't have any more questions saved up, Vinny. We don't want to keep you too long. We're up against the hour. Great show as always. Big things coming for the Native Series. I can see it. Do you want to stick around when we do the Seaguar giveaway? You want to slide out of here?
Yeah, that's fine. Chris is asking a question about big fish or best 6. I don't really know what he's referring to there, but
yeah, I don't know.
So it's big fish per hour, and then overall big fish for the day as well.
Yeah, there you go. And then unlimited.
Then your total
actual bag is unlimited.
Unlimited 14 plus, yes.
Old school MLF style, if you will.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there we go.
Max,
yeah, I'll hang out if you want to
jump
throw
in the hashtag.
There's no way I was going to put that as the hashtag, Max. What kind of person do you think? I almost used Scorholiosis, though, but I didn't do that either. Let's see. Of course, we're talking about the Native No Limit series tonight, so it's got to be hashtag Native No Limit
there you go.
in the comments for the Seaguar giveaway. So throw that in the comments. I'll get the giveaway tool pulled up. And there we go.
Chris Murphy, I don't know if they did. There was like a fantasy league thing that Drew was doing that kind of kept track of people's winnings. I don't know if they did that this past season or not. I didn't see a whole lot on it. That was the only thing that I really think we had kind of keeping track of multiple tournament series total winnings.
Yeah, I think the Paddle and Fin folks might have taken that over, and then I think this year it may have fizzled. I didn't see much about it, so
yeah, I didn't see any posts. I mean, it could still be there. I just didn't see much about fantasy teams and whatnot.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. And we need, Dwayne doesn't have enough on his plate. We need to get Dwayne to come up with some sort of system.
Yeah, he's bored.
Yeah, he does. We should have told him that last week while we had him on, tell him everything else to do.
We told him Vinny, we told him he needs to have like a ranking system in there, an AOI option. We he got all the wild suggestions like you got today. So
yeah, I hope he handled it well and didn't freak out.
No, he didn't.
No, he loved it, man. He loved it.
He was good until Ryan started asking about football at the end. Then he went off the res there.
Oh,
poor Dwayne.
I didn't even say that. Obviously Tourney X is the platform we use for the Native Series, and we love Dwayne and that system. So nothing changing there.
Oh yeah.
He's done some cool, alterations for different series as they've come about. He did it for the team series that KBT over there. He's done it for y'all, obviously. So making little tweaks here and there, and maybe with this new code, he'll be even more flexible that he's working on. So.
Yeah, the stuff he's done for us has been awesome. We were the first one to ask for that in the system, and it's flawless. So definitely a huge shout out to him.
Yeah, and I know some other series have been able to utilize that function locally just for something different in their clubs and have some fun with it. So there we go. We've had over well over 100 watching all night, and there's only 50 in the contest right now. So I'm going to give you another few seconds to get your hashtag in there. Hashtag Native No Limit. Appreciate y'all watching, man. We had a bunch on Facebook and YouTube tonight. A few over on Twitch. Appreciate all y'all. Let's see.
How many years of this podcast is this now?
Feels like forever.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna be doing it in the nursing home, Vinny.
Soon.
No, yeah, that's right. How long have we been doing it for real? Like we didn't start taking it serious till like 3 years ago, Ryan.
Like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Next week. We're starting next week.
Yeah.
Like when Facebook allowed you to go live, we're like, hey, let's try this. And it was like the cringiest, worst thing you've ever seen if you go watch that original
What was
episode.
it? Like was it 3 or 4 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah, we did like we do a few episodes and we wouldn't do one for 2 months, then we do a few more, and then finally once we got rid of Shane, we started being serious. And
we discovered the inconsistency. Hadn't seen the old boy since.
No, shout out to Shane. Love you, Shane.
I miss you. I hope you're doing well in volleyball.
Yeah. Volleyball Nation. All right, here we go. We're doing the drawing. Giving you guys long enough. Who's getting slow rolled tonight? Who's it going to be, Ryan?
I have no idea. I can't read.
The pause. CJ. Hey, he has some good questions tonight. So there you go. CJ Fishtails on YouTube.
Nice.
I think it was Joe down on Gunnersville that got slow rolled there, Vinny.
Yep.
So, hey, CJ, send us a email, kayakbassnation@gmail.com, and we'll hook you up. Or slide over onto Facebook and send one of us a DM. We'll get you fixed up. There we go. Awesome show, man. Appreciate you, man.
Any of y'all looking to rig up, if you got any new DP ideas, hit up Pro Guide Lithium, and they will power your platform.
Double, triple, quadruple, whatever you want.
Do we really have a lot of people? Obviously I run all man powered. Like, are you guys seeing a lot of DP setups right now?
Man, it depends on the day. I don't know. It's kind of a mood. Yeah, it's kind of a mood. Honestly, I did think about putting. I probably will. I say think about it. Put a Newport on the back of that autopilot just for like pre-fishing stuff, running around. It's got a cover so you don't have to run the spot lock Minn Kota or whatever. Throw that Newport on there just to cover water. I think for like river tournaments and stuff, things where I think that's the spot lock and the depth of the water is not going to be a huge advantage, but I still want to have that motor like to run back up to the top of a pool or whatever, like Susky, for instance. I think I'll probably go with that.
Yeah, it makes sense. You guys know Queen City's man powered, and I run with the Hobie Series man powered. So I don't haven't seen a lot of it, but I guess we'll see what happens here in the future.
Tennessee's all motor now. Bass Nation's all motor. I'm going to fish most of the Bass Series next year. It's all motor. So I'm betting hard on it. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of them All-American events, and I think they're full DP, Ryan, over there. So we'll see.
Heck yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll see. But there we go. Great show, guys. Appreciate it. Vinny, anything you want to add before we let you slide out of here?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I hope you all have a great Christmas, and we'll see you soon.
We'll be around. I'll see you in March for sure.
Cool. Later, guys.
See y'all.
See ya.